The parents of one of the queer ghost hunters have invited the team over for Thanksgiving dinner. Something strange is happening in the house. The parents have gone to the basement to watch television.
We just didn't want to be invasive into what you were doing.
I had borrowed my parents' car in that scene where I'm inviting the nuns from the cemetery because I have a little lesbian pickup truck that wouldn't carry everything. If any of you would like to join us in the car now, you can come with us and maybe come back and visit your convent. We don't often invite spirits into the car. All of a sudden, 2 weeks after returning that car, a lot of strange things started to happen in this house. My father has this huge set of keys. They had not been able to find them. 2 days later, the second set of spare keys had disappeared in the same way. Then there has been a key to my truck hanging out in the garage for 10 years, just as a total backup. That key was gone. Okay, 3 sets of keys in about 3 days.
Lori's parents are so organized, like they do not lose things. So it was definitely suspicious.
The timing of it was just too convenient, so.
Has Lori brought back a ghost from the last investigation?
And then the bat started. They've lived here 25 years. They have never had a bat in this house ever. And they go after my mother. My father caught one of them with the big fishing net. And so my mother finally called me one day. She's like, I don't know, get that queer thing ghost hunter group up here and get whatever scared the hell out of here, because they're just annoying.
I would like to say that there has been a few times when I made a good connection with the spirit and wanted to invite it home with me. And Miss Lori Gum shut it down and was like, nope.
You cannot invite spirits in the car. You cannot invite spirits to come home with you. No.
And then we go to the cemetery and she's like, everybody in!
So hop in.
Come with me! The whole cemetery full of nuns.
But I didn't say come home. I said come to the convent. I did not invite them home.
You didn't uninvite them.
Well, we did not invite them until I got to my house, and then I told them they weren't welcome, so.
I just wanted to register that complaint formally.
To the queer ghost hunters, it seems plausible that a queer entity has made them its family of choice.
It's just like, I've been here for 100 years, what's out there? And here's this group that will probably accept me.
That's a common feeling in the real world, especially during the holidays. Many queer people create a family of choice if their biological family has rejected them.
I know that's a big issue in the community, is that a lot of people don't have a blood family to go back to.
Exactly.
Scott hasn't seen his biological family in more than 20 years.
And it was just hate, no matter what I did.
Was it directed deliberately towards you from your family?
Yeah, wow. And I think it was just because of the gay thing. I could just feel, you just start withdrawing from it. I moved out as soon as I could. I tried to maintain a relationship, but at some point you have to make the decision, like, this is just poison in my life, and as much as it's family and it sucks and it's hard to do, you just kind of have to let it go.
Wow.
The irony is, I don't feel bad until someone says, you don't go see your family? Oh, that's so sad. Then I feel bad.
Yeah, then it's sad. It's like, oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, when you told that story, I feel sad for your family.
I'm really grateful to have such a accepting family. I never actually talked to my extended family about coming out being gay, but then it wasn't quite as easy when I was coming out as trans, and none of my family members skipped a beat. It was just this giant weight lifted off my shoulders that I hadn't even realized that I'd been holding in. So yeah, Thanksgiving's the one holiday I get excited about. But I'm still the black sheep in the family. Mm-hmm. Yes, everyone is very open and accepting, but I'm still the weird one. Yes. That's all of us. We're all the weird ones when we're having our chosen family versus, being the one kind of odd one out. So.
Yeah.
when the black sheep gather together, we can relax and live it up.
Yeah.
Bah.
There's no shame here. Historically, it was even more important than now because they couldn't be out when they went to their homes. No matter how far back you go, you could always find examples of people finding a community somehow.
All this time, the queer ghost hunters have actually been investigating. They're putting any entities at ease by sharing about themselves. But so far, there are no signs of activity. So they keep sharing.
So if I was a queer pilgrim, I know which colony I would have gone to.
Oh no.
What do you mean, oh no? It was called Marymount. It was about 27 miles north of where the Pilgrims were in Plymouth.
In 1624, there was a man named Thomas Morton who started it with 30 other men. Just men. They practiced pagan rituals, and they were sexually a lot more free. Nobody knows for sure if there were men who loved other men there, but if you felt you were different, this is probably where you would have wanted to be. The Puritans knew about homosexuality. They preached that it was bad because it didn't help make babies, which, they thought was the only reason you should have sex at all. The two colonies left each other alone for a couple of years, but people kept leaving Plymouth and moving to the Marymount colony. Finally, the Puritan leaders, led by Miles Standish, marched over to Marymount to find out what the big attraction was. The Puritans didn't like what they found. Unfortunately, it was May Day when this happened. They found the men dancing hand in hand around a maypole. Miles Standish disbanded the colony by force. It didn't take much force because everyone had been drinking for a few days by this time. Morton went back to England, but when he got back, he wrote down everything that had happened.
And that's how we have the story today.
Wow. So that's actually documented? I mean, Katie, documented?
Yeah.
Wow, that's some radical shit.
It's time to attempt direct contact. Is it Sister Madeline, the lesbian nun who was attracted to Laurie?
You find Laurie attractive?
The angry nun was the other strong contact at the convent. She transferred her rage to Kai.
I have to get out of here.
That is not an entity we want anywhere.
Or could it be an entirely new entity?
Oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. Wow.
I'm waiting for you.
We made contact pretty quickly, and it was kind of excited contact.
I can feel you already. Whoever you are,
You could tell, we didn't know at that point who it was, but somebody had been waiting to talk. This was just immediately responding.
we use these to get yes or no questions answered from you. Here's the first neutral position. You need to put both of the rods straight forward away from me, and that will be our neutral position. And we can go from there. All that is, I just got to ask you right out, are you the one that took my parents' keys? Did you take my parents' keys?
Oh no, wow. The dowsing rods are able to kind of move around really freely with any slight movement. And oftentimes people kind of think that we're moving them, but it's incredibly difficult to get them to move wherever you want them to.
To the entity that is moving these rods now, have we met you before? We have, okay? Straighten out for me if you would. Straighten out for me if you would, right out front. You know how to do this. We're dying to talk to you. Right out front if you would. Okay, is this Madeline?
Oh my God.
Wow.
You know, as we saw in the other episodes, there was a strong connection between Lori and Madeline.
Yes, wow. Well, we would have made a good couple, I think.
Madeline, I am so happy to see you again. Look at the flashlight there.
Before multiple questions, Scott's flashlight dies, and then when it starts giving the answer, it turns back on. It turned out to be what we believed to be Madeline.